Jai Sri Krishna. And today, let me introduce to you my connection with the Divine Life Society. Again, an influence on my life. But before that, for me to describe the river Ganges, I have to use the name that Hindus so lovingly use, Ganga Maiya. She is surely a happy, bubbling, loving mother who takes her children endearingly in her lap and cleanses them physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Even today, sitting by her side seems to be one of the most fulfilling, cleansing experiences a trusting and believing Hindu can have. By her, that is by Ganga Maiya in Rishikesh, is the ashram of Swami Shivananji, one of the most revered Hindu sages modern India has known. It is often stated that Swami Shivananda made gurus, not disciples. What it means is that most of his disciples became gurus in their own right. Swami Shivananji came from a well-known family of yogis and saints. One of his ancestors wrote over 100 original texts in Sanskrit dealing with philosophy. Swami Shivananda as a boy was versatile both in the classroom and on the sports field. He had a charming and magnetic personality. He was an expert musician and dramatist. He studied tropical medicine and surgery. He left for Malaysia to serve the sick and afflicted. Swami Shivananda was influenced by great sannyasis and sadhus, holy spiritual men. As his religious instincts developed, he felt a pull for the grandeur of the Himalayas to meditate and know himself. The grand mountains and sacred Mother Ganga beckoned him to Rishikesh, where he became known as Swami Shivananda Saraswati. Swami Shivananda was influenced by great sannyasis and sadhus. As his religious instincts developed, he felt a pull for the grandeur of the Himalayas to meditate and know himself. His time passed between serving the sick and needy and practicing deep meditation, standing in the icy cold water of the Ganga. After prolonged diligent sadhana, Swami Shivananda merged with the divine, and he heard a voice from within which said, Shiva, wake up and fill the cup of your life with this nectar. Share it with all. I shall give you strength, energy, power, and wisdom. Swami Shivananda obeyed the command. God did fill his cup and he did share it with all in the form of the Divine Life Society, which provides many a service to suffering mankind. Today, a graceful suspension bridge across the Ganga nearby his ashram has been named Shivananji, and it is quite beautiful, the Shivananji. When I visited Rishikesh as a young teenager with my family, we expressed a desire to have Swami Shivananda's darshan, to see him. His devotees turned us away, as it was not his time for meeting people. As we were moving away dejectedly, the devotees came running up to us saying that he would meet us happily. We went towards the small room in which was his custom to meditate. The room was peace itself. I remember looking into a pair of twinkling, kind, and knowing eyes. Catching my gaze, he urged me to serve Sri Ram. I found that strange, as my Isht is the deity which one worships, which one is drawn to, had always been Krishna. People through the years explained to me that Sri Rama and Sri Krishna were the same, but somehow I was not satisfied, and I always wondered about his bidding. Many years passed. I got interested in spiritual things. I was driven by an unseen hand to write my second book, which I called Symbolisms in the Ramayana. And the book is up on my website, shakunkimatrai.com, for free reading. And one of the devotees of Swami Shivananda said to me, "Strange, Sakun, isn't your Isht Krishna? How come you have written on Sri Ram first?" I remembered Swami Shivananda's words, and in my heart I felt pleased that I had been an instrument in following his bidding. Once Swami Shivananda was asked why he had secluded himself on the banks of the Ganges and not engaged himself in politics like Gandhiji to serve humanity. Swamiji answered that his writings were his field of service that would inspire thousands to evolve towards perfection. He believed that though one could thrill audiences through lecturing, it was books that would provide people with permanent inspiration. Swamiji stated that God had endowed each man with a certain talent and marked out his field of service for him. It was man's duty to delve deep into himself and find out his God-gifted talent and mission and devote his life to it. Swami Shivananda founded the Divine Life Society in 1936. Its motto is serve, love, give, purify, meditate, realize, be good, do good, be kind, be compassionate, know thyself, and be free. Practice non-violence, truth, and chastity. Inquire, who am I? That is the road on which Swami Shivananda traveled towards his goal, and this is the path on which the great masters urge his followers to travel upon. He urges all modern humanity, not only his followers. This is the path of divine life. Once complete, I took my book Symbolism in the Ramayana. As I said, it is up on my website, shakunkimatrai.com. And I went to Lonavala, where the Divine Life Society was holding a spiritual sadhana camp. Swami Chidanand was sitting under the larger-than-life picture of Swami Shivananda. And I remembered the long ago Swami Shivananda's words came to me to serve Sri Ram, even though my Isht was Sri Krishna. Swami Chidanand called me and blessed the manuscript and said, "Continue the bhakti of Sri Krishna and spread Ram's word through the Ramayana." I felt Swami Shivanand blessing me through the words of Swami Chidanand, and I felt fulfilled. I found in Swami Chidanandji a divine combination of gentleness, strength, and humility. His gestures expressed care and love. Even when he folded a letter, he seemed to fold it just enough. It was like he did not want to hurt it, crease it. To educate the untouchable, to love the lepers, to banish illiteracy was some of Swamiji's wishes. Despite his busy schedule, he found time for everyone. He said, "Nothing is my own, not even my time. It all belongs to God." I once asked him to bless me that I should live by what I believed to be true to myself, that is. Swamiji told me that the easiest way to do that is to remember that one is only an instrument through which God does his work. I was reminded of Krishna's flute. It is hollow, egoless, and that is how he can play such enchanting music through it. A disciple once had a vision of Swami Shivananda and Swami Chidanand merging into one. A disciple later said to me, "You worship Lord Krishna and you write on Sri Ram? It is like you have been given the Mahamantra." And what is the Mahamantra? Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. And I felt blessed. In Swami Shivanand's own words, Swami Chidanand is Jivan Mukta, a liberated soul, a great saint, an ideal yogi, a parabhakta, and a sage. Swami Chidanand is all this and much more. He was born to fulfill a great mission. He is the torchbearer of my mission, and I feel blessed to have been given a spot in his august company. And I have placed the photographs of Swami Shivananji. You will have darshan of Ganga Maiya. You will also have darshan of Swami Chidanandji, Swami Shivananji's disciple who I met. And I will share a photograph with you, which was already there in the first part. So if you are inspired by my words, do remember to subscribe, to like, and to comment. But until next time, you take care and God